So, hi guys, this is Navdeep from Delhi Immigration Services. Today we have Ms. Bhavna with us. Ms. Bhavna has received the Canada student visa after one refusal, and we'll just talk to her and see how her profile is and how she has came out as a successful candidate. So, hi Ms. Bhavna, how's you doing today, ma'am?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you, ma'am. Can you talk us through your background, like academic background and the work experience, then for which program you applied, in the first place, and then how it went?
Yeah. So, in graduation, I have done my graduation from Delhi University in English literature. And just after that, I did my 1 year postgraduate diploma in advertising and marketing communications. Post to which I started working as a management trainee in advertising industry, and it's been like 4 years now. I have been working in the same industry, and obviously the designation and all has kept on, increasing from then.
Yeah.
So this is more or less my academic background. And since I am, working in an advertising industry, it is very closely related to the marketing field also.
Yeah, can you
And
mention the designation you're working at?
yeah, currently I am a senior account executive, and I am working at a Japanese advertising agency in India.
Sure. And for which program you applied for the first time, and then what went wrong?
So initially, I had this thing in mind that I want to study more of marketing because while I did my post graduation diploma in advertising and marketing, my core area of study was always advertising and advertising department, where there are various departments. So it was client servicing for me. However, I felt that I was not a lot hands-on on the marketing aspect, so I wanted to study more of it, and therefore I thought, why not apply for a marketing management program abroad, and maybe a master's or a graduate diploma in marketing. So then I shortlisted my colleges, I shortlisted my course, I got the course which I wanted, and I got admitted into that course, which was marketing management. And I was very happy, and I was sure that there's nothing wrong with my profile, because everything as per my understanding was progressing very well up
Yeah.
till then.
Yeah.
However, I was applied, and to my surprise, my application for study was rejected by IRCC.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what? Then you did some research. Then what? Basically, you were able to understand that why it might have happened. So what was your understanding about it?
Yeah, so I did a lot of research. I spoke to a lot of people. I connected with people who had been refused, from IRCC, who were trying to get study
Yeah.
permit for Canada. I did a lot of, my homework, which was required, and then I came to the conclusion after, speaking to so many people, so many students. I got to learn that there's this thing called progression of career and progression of studies and
Correct.
everything. So in fact, you told me the same thing, and you know, and you suggested that when I came in touch with you, you suggested that whatever I was applying for was not a progression; it was the same level of education I already had.
Yeah.
So yes, that
So,
is when I learned that this is the mistake I made actually.
so then we changed the program, and then we were also were more, inclined towards a one-year program. Then we had to either we could go for master level degree, or maybe we had to, stick to maybe a one-year project management sort of a program. So
Yeah.
then we decided to go to project management. Though I was not 100% like inclined towards it, but yeah, I mean, we sort of then managed it with the SOP together. We worked
Yeah.
together in SOP, and then the very first attempt, and then we got the visa. So uh,
Absolutely right.
as you mentioned that you have done a lot of research and you've spoken to many people,
Hmm.
so there's so many other applicants also who may be feeling the same or going through the same, and you came to a good conclusion by, after the research and based on your recommend, you took a decision. So what what piece of advice would you like to give to the other students who are clueless? Maybe they have no idea what's happening with their application. So, what piece of advice would you like to give?
See, very honestly, I would like to state this thing that when I was speaking to a lot of people, when I was speaking to a lot of students, everybody was giving their own piece of advice, which I think was correct as per their understanding or as per their perspective. However, those suggestions, those opinions might not always work with you or as an applicant who has been refused, because you know your profile very well and you know where you will be able to make it. So if you are getting that intuition that okay, this is the right thing, and whatever it takes, to correct that, I'll do that. That is, and have trust in yourself. I think that is the most important thing, because I very clearly remember I spoke to you, I spoke to a lot of other people, students. They were suggesting me, okay, why not you try for Saskatchewan, try for maybe cities like Manitoba, or I don't know what all cities, but the visa success rate is very high there. But this is just my personal opinion, that if there is a loophole in your own profile, if your own studies, academic background, even applying to a city like Saskatchewan, a province like Saskatchewan, Manitoba won't help you, because ultimately the profile has not been fixed. So
Exactly.
we know that we first need to correct number one, and then move on to step B. So what a lot of people suggest you is to directly go to step B and skip A, which is not possible. First, you need to work upon your own profile. You need to strengthen your profile, and then think where you need to apply. And applying somewhere in some college basis that okay, the visa success rate is high there, does not mean that you will also get visa. I think we also discussed this numerous times. Then when I came up to you, I
Yeah.
asked you, that if this, applying somewhere else will help me, if applying in some other college will help me, because I've heard that a lot of people get visa for that college, for that province. Will that help me? And even you were of the fact that nothing is going to help you if your profile is not good. If there's some loophole, if there's some gap in your profile, nothing is going to fix it. So we need to fix our profiles first. We need to fix our gaps first, and then we need to think where we need to go. And all of that, I think, come secondary.
Yeah. I
So
think
this
you.
is,
Yeah. Please go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
yeah. So I think this is an a very important thing to understand, that whatever happens, but we need to look back to what we have done, and then we need to correct it from the beginning, and not from the middle, or just think that okay, I'll take some of these shortcut corrective measures. Maybe they work, but sometimes more or less they don't work.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of force around these factors, that location, if you apply to this location, maybe, New Brunswick, some outer province, you
Yeah.
will get, a lot of students, do come under the this influence, and they do apply and they get the refusal. So as you rightly pointed out, I agree with you, okay, each and every point. I think you got it right. So it is the program which matters. Even officers review your academic profile,
Yeah.
your purpose of visit. That means what program you're going to study, and what is your future plan, and then your establishment and the other factors. So I think purely your career progression is established based on your current skill set and program and the future plan. So
Correct.
yeah, you got it. That was a great advice, I would say, because a lot of students are going through a lot of confusions, and there are a lot of rumors, also misinformation on the internet. So I think hopefully somebody seeing this video may be able to boil down to this fact that program really matters, not the location.
Yeah.
So really thank you for that. So is there anything else you want to add before we end this? Because I loved working with you overall,
Yeah.
supported us in terms of SOP, finalizing and everything. So we worked together, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate that and appreciate your trust also. Yeah, if you want to say something, we can.
Yeah.
We end.
I also, apart from fixing your own your gaps and your academic loopholes and everything, I also want to state the fact whenever we are applying for a Canadian visa, I think this is the time when visa officers are extremely wary of what we are applying for and why we are applying for, because the number of refusals have obviously gone up in a couple of last years. And we are seeing this because I think because of the SOP is one of the main reasons, because we are not able to state facts and points that need to be covered. Because I made my first SOP and the second SOP was done with you, I can I did see a difference in what was written before and what was written after. So I think SOP also has become an integral part of the whole application process, and it is extremely important that we know what we are writing in our SOP and we stand by it no matter what, because if your SOP is convincing to you to yourself, then maybe you can convince the visa officer. If it is not, if you are not 100% sure about your own SOP and what you're stating in there, then there are chances that the visa officer might also not be convinced.
Yeah, I mean, in cases like yours, wherein you're coming from business background and you're going for a project management program, which is very general in nature, So generally, I've seen visa officers refusing these applications, stating that project
Yeah.
management is not directly relevant. Maybe you can go with some MBA or some other program.
Correct.
But I think convincing the officer on that is also takes a lot of effort.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and
you were saying.
also I've been attending some IRCC this thing these web conferences, web meetings that they have with students, and they have in that one of those meetings I clearly remember them telling that we know what you're writing in the SOP, and probably SOP is the only thing that we read very closely in your application, and it might change our decision of about you and about your application. So I think this is the time when each and every student, while writing the SOP, should understand that how important it is and how important it is to get it right.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it is definitely the spirit of the application, and getting it right is definitely, it's a game changer. So, thank you so very much for the advice. I
No
think you
problem.
made very right points and very valid points as well, which will definitely benefit the other applicants who are possibly in dilemma, what they should do or not.
Yeah.
So, I think choosing putting program over the location is one very important factor.
Yeah.
Second, getting SOP right is definitely the second most important thing.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, these are very key factors, and you pointed both of them. Thank you so very much. I'm so
Thank you.
happy for you that you've got the visa, and thank you so much. You definitely deserved it. You are a skilled applicant, young enough, and definitely deserved it. Just that we had to do the right thing, which we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm so happy.
Thank
Many congratulations. Many
Thank you
congratulations.
so much. I would lastly like to say that your suggestions and your guidance has also helped me a lot to understand the visa officer's perspective, because I was in my own bubble and thinking that how could this happen and everything, and I was just I had actually started to look at it with one perspective, but you actually gave me a new perspective to the whole thing, wherein you were also telling me that if you are thinking this can also be another way of thinking about it. So I think that was also a very important thing in the whole process.
Appreciate it. All right, ma'am. Thank you so very much,
Thank
and
you.
I wish you great luck ahead in the future. And
Thank you.
yeah, all the very best. And thank you. Thank you for
Thank
taking
you so
time.
much. Yeah.
Congratulations to you. Thank you.
Thank you.